Whoa, windy. Yeah. So, we'll see if this works out at all. Like there isn't enough noise from the leaves and such. So cold and cruddy and yuck. So yeah, another YouTube video about YouTube maybe. Part of it, but words. We'll get to the words. Yeah, I just found out the original directive, closed her channel. And, this is sort of like a theme that's been going on, is the difficulty of people maintaining, surviving YouTube psychologically. It is a difficult atmosphere. I have to admit that this is the hardest year I've had on YouTube. Just psychologically. But I've made a lot of videos. I've watched a lot of videos. I've argued a lot. And, I sort of, it's just a weird time in my life. So that's really a part of it, I guess, is people have their lives that they have to live. And there's points where they got more or less patience. What the fuck is that? I don't like it, whatever the fuck it is. Something crawling over there. I hope it ain't rabid, whatever it is. Moving kind of slow. What the fuck are you? Not like raccoons out in the daylight. Not a good sign. Yeah, it looks like a raccoon. Well, I will have to be wary of that. Anyway, rabies and such. Where was I? yeah, rabies and such. Great. Just it's been one of those kind of years, so that would be, just perfect. Anyway, what was I? Video I'm making. Cold. And windy. Yeah, so anyway, it's just this, and then there are all these arguments now that are over just absolute garbage. You're just like, oh, fuck, we're going to get distracted in all kinds of stupid arguments. I mean, this whole rape culture shit, rape this, feminist that. I mean, I just find this really... it's just irritating that, we got the human race is in big shit, and here it is, we're lost in these arguments about, things that just, it's not like they're unimportant subjects in general, but it's all about the personalities defending the two sides, and, it's all this character assassination shit. It really is just dirty, rotten politics. There's no disciplined politics here. No rational conversation about, the complexities of reality. People talk like women don't have uteruses and, men don't have their junk, and that there isn't a difference, and that there's a complication to who has to carry babies and all this. I mean, you're just like, what are you people having this argument for in this way? It's a stupid way to have the argument. And, subjects like rape, incredibly complicated. Issues of trespass, violations of contract, ability to write a contract, to sign a contract. Aren't we all extorted in so many ways into contracts? We have no choice. You want to do business on the internet, you sign contracts all the time, and you don't agree to that crap that's in there. The terms of service are, terms of servitude. And you have no interest in at all in saying yes to that, but you have no option to say no. Coercion all over the fucking place. Anyway, it's just irritating that these will never be the issues, they'll never be the subjects, because people are going to personalize everything. because they're stupid. And yeah, the end. Petty. Driven by an insincere, no sincere passion for the subject, just a passion for resolution, just passions for victory at any cost, personal victories, personal escapes. So anyway, yeah, the word persuasion. That's convenient. Yeah. What I've just sort of talked to you about it before, but that's not a good sound. But hurry. Ooh. All right. Anyway, is propaganda legitimate if it's for the right cause? How do you convince people? How do you communicate to people? How do you make it understood? The Gray guy just typed in all caps, on one of my videos the quote, because I was quoting Jefferson, and he had, Jefferson's remark was, oh shit, make no mistake, no, something about the fact that, don't misunderstand me. And even when you say something explicitly, like, don't misunderstand me, I'm not saying, it still doesn't matter. That somehow, our ability to communicate and argue and debate is just so broken in terms of, words put in people's mouths, intentions put in people's hearts. It's just so difficult to do it in any kind of careful, methodical, disciplined way. And people would argue that I'm guilty of these crimes. I argue that I'm not, but that I only sling what people throw at me back at them. I mean, if they catapult a dead cow, and I'm going to catapult it right back, and maybe a pig on top. But anyway, I'm just going to give back what I get. I get disrespect, I'm going to give back disrespect. But anyway, but it doesn't matter in the sense that you could judge me by my conduct. And the bottom line is, though, I'm voting for better conduct. I'm voting for a better game to play. We're now playing some kind of Calvin ball, bring up Calvin and Hobbes, some sort of game where everybody just makes up their own rules and is playing their own game. So, I'm playing cricket, you're playing slander, soccer, shitter, fucker, raper. You're playing all these other games, and everybody just making up their own game, and you can't have the contest that way. You can't resolve, some sort of integrity measure, some sort of measure of accomplishment, victory even, not that we want to use that word, but this idea that there has to be, though, a fitness to ideas. And there has to be an arena that obliges that fitness to be tested and rewarded. And that, there's the only way we're going to get to rational solution is to have a process of solution. A process like what Jefferson was arguing for. A process like when you're in a circumstance, you got to figure out a solution. Some circumstances aren't going to provide any easy solution. Something's going to have to get burned down or destroyed or squashed. Sometimes you are in this dilemma of having the wolf by the ears. Look at this little puppy. How you doing? Long time no see. Good.
Just
Hey,
a
pup.
puppy. He's not sure about it.
Yeah, see,
Especially out in the woods.
he's getting there.
Yeah.
Little pups. I like dogs. When they're little and friendly and pleasant to me. Anyway, where was I? Shit, yeah. Persuasion. So anyway, yeah, we need a persuasion is something that should be done in a fair, disciplined, careful, really in a manner of high integrity. We shouldn't have to resort to, boobs and showboat and, crap to do it. It shouldn't require celebrity endorsement. There should be a different standard than pop culture acceptance, or whatever that kind of crap is. Google popularity quotient. Yeah, it's got to be some other standard for how we interact with reality. Reality should get a fair shot at persuading you. Reality shouldn't be denied a seat at the table. Yeah, I like that. So anyway, that's enough for this video. Take a little run and maybe catch you on the horrid, tired way home. I have a headache. Oh, am I recording? I don't know. Can't tell. Yeah, I am. Okay. So what's the word? The word is, my favorite word. Value. Yeah. Save that for almost last, I think. So, yeah, value, the biggie, the huge word, the gigantic word. So what is the nature of value? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to argue that all value is derived through a mechanism of dissecting how it affects sentient beings. So something acquires value by implicating the welfare of a sentient being. That's how all value is derived. Whether you're talking about money, or that tree, or even this piece of rubbish. Holy shit. That's a bag of potato chips. Holy shit. It's a bag of potato chips. Oh, potato chips, yay! I don't know, it's probably a trap, right? But look, it's sealed. The air's not out of it. It's sealed. It's a bag of potato chips. I found a bag of potato chips. Oh, that's like finding... Alright, it's not like finding a pack of cigarettes, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, that is so cool. See, you clean up a piece of garbage and you get rewarded. Every 9,673,444 times I'm going out of that, the piece of garbage turns out not to be garbage, and you win. Ah, excellent. So anyway, highly excellent. Where was I? Oh, I'm just like, whew. I do want a cigarette though. Cigarette and a potato chip. Ooh. A beer. Ooh. That sounds like a good time. Yeah, that's when you know when you're getting old, when that does it for you. But anyway, where was I? Oh, value. Yeah. So anyway, see, that potato chips has value because it cheers people like me. They're cheered by things like potato chips, and so that's where its value is derived. So this stick, the rock, all this stuff has value based on how it implicates the welfare of feeling things. Now, some people think value is something subjects like us or whatever, things that feel, just make everything valuable, no matter what. So if they want something and they take it, that's valuable because they wanted it, they satisfied their want, therefore that's the end of the equation. Now obviously if what you want is to rape and murder, that's not going to work out too well value wise, because to have what you want, somebody else is going to have what they don't want. So that's called broken. Yeah, that's not good. That's a broken value equation. So the game is really to derive your value comfort efficiently with a minimum amount of harm caused, and if possible, try to create win-win circumstances where, yeah, I'll rub yours and you rub mine and we'll both be happy. That kind of thing. So yeah, that's the kind of thing you want to try to get to. But anyway, that's sort of a changed subject. So there's this argument out there, these people with these subjectivists, they think value is what we say it is. And the truth is that like a container of rats, or even like sea monkeys, right? If you had a fish tank full of sea monkeys, little brine shrimp, and they were your responsibility, or a goldfish or something, whatever, a tank full of something, you could figure out what was in the best interest of them fish, and you could say, well, those two fight with each other, so they have to stay on separate side of the tank, or this guy is picking on that one, and you could arrange it so there's some sort of reasonable value exchanges taking place in the container. What else? So it's not subjective. It's certainly objectively observable that there's value involved. There's a value exchanges taking place, and you, as an intelligence, can discern that value. You wouldn't waste time asking the goldfish, what do you want? And ask the other goldfish, what do you want? No, you don't bother with that. You just figure out what's going to work out in the long run to make the most goldfish happy with the fewest saddy faces. And that's what you go with. I'm not saying some of these equations aren't complex, because they are, but the point is that it's not a subjective thing, it's an objective thing. So when there's something like somebody's proposing the existence of life on Earth, now you could argue it has a positive net value, and somebody else could argue, like me, that no, you're silly. It's running a huge deficit, huge amounts of wasted suffering, squandered, unrecommensurable, uncompensatable, we just can't do it. You can't make up for all the horror. It's a horrible horror all over the place. So yeah, you can't undo that, and therefore you can't run it as a profit, and so it's not ethical. Even though somebody could have the opinion that no, we should make more of them, their opinion has to be justified. They can't just say it, they have to demonstrate it. So it's not just a matter of opinion. Now other values are decided by, like, people say, I like, let's go and try to find a good color. I like, all these colors kind of suck. I like the color green, I'll just go with that. And somebody else would say, I like the color red, and somebody else say, I like the color blue. And they'd say, well, those are completely subjective likey preferences and don't have anything to do with anything. It's like subjective other things, and all you're really saying is that you gain emotional comfort out of that color. You find it more emotionally comforting, and so that comfort has value. The fact that a color makes you feel better has value, but the color doesn't have any value. The thing itself is valueless. All that's being valued is its effect on you. And the fact that it has that effect on you cannot be presumed to be true for the other things that may be affected by that color. So not everything is affected positively by the color red, so therefore the color red may not be defensible as a color because too few find it comforting, or something like that. So that subjective crap just doesn't go anywhere. That's just a mental projection of value. You are hungry. You are horny. That doesn't mean the thing you're horny for or the thing you're hungry for has innate value. It just means that your individual comfort is dependent on you acquiring that thing, satisfying that desire. And so that's the subjective nature of it. Your subjective desire is certainly personal. The fact that you desire is not personal. It's a fact. The fact that you will be in a deprivated, negative condition if your condition is not elevated by gratification of your needs is a fact. And people just don't seem to be able to understand that opinions are opinions and facts are facts. Emotional expressions are not facts. They're just expressions of your emotions. Subjective needs, we could just say personal needs, are not definitions of value, but your need is. Your need has value. What you need may not have any value intrinsically. So let's say I want starving people not to suffer. There we have a double positive, because now I emotionally need something that does need resolution in the world. So it's not only a subjective truth that the starving people need to be comforted. For me personally, it's a need. It's a subjective imperative. It's not only just a subjective desire, it's an objective truth that there would be positive value in resolving their negative condition. And so that's where this gets kind of messed up, is people don't understand that sometimes you can emotionally want what can be logically understood logically to be necessary. And sometimes you can emotionally want things that can't be rationally or logically understood to be necessary. So when you say, I need the human race to exist in the future, or I want, that want and need does not demonstrate or prove that that outcome would be a good thing. It only indicates your subjective perception. And you have to use some kind of other evidence of how the universe's condition will be improved by the existence of the humans. You saying, I need it, is an acknowledgement of it would make one individual feel comfortable, but it doesn't justify the creation of the entire mess it may make to satisfy your perceived desire or perception of desirability. So perception of desirability is not the same as proof of value. Proof of value has to be demonstrated by showing how the net condition of the sentient beings will be elevated, improved, enhanced, the net condition, by whatever you claim to be the thing to be acquired or accomplished. That's the obligation, is to demonstrate how the net condition is improved. Yeah. And so that's doing proper value math and understanding the difference between what you subjectively and emotionally sense to be desirable and what you can logically and rationally and factually understand to be desirable, necessary, vital to efficiency. And that's your obligation rationally, is to demonstrate improved efficiency, improved circumstances. So you have to demonstrate how the circumstances improved if that deer, if I kick it in the ass. So I'd have to, if I wanted to kick it in the ass, I'd have to go prove how kicking that particular deer in the ass will enhance the overall welfare of all the sentient life in the universe. And if I can't do that, then I shouldn't kick the deer in the ass. And that's called logic. And there's a difference between logic and emotional mush. And yeah, so if you want to be a thinker, you do logic. You want to be a jerk, an obnoxious, arrogant pain in the ass, then you just keep talking about what you feel, what you seem to think or know to be true, even though you have no evidence. That's called bullshit. Oh, I smell smoke. Hopefully someone's house isn't on fire. It's probably somebody having a nice fire in their fireplace. Lament. Better be. I don't see any smoke coming out of my house. Good. It does make you nervous when you're walking home and you smell smoke. It's not a good thing. But, you know, you gotta get used to that shit. Not overreact. Just rationally evaluate. Yep. Yeah. And then panic. No. Anyway, I believe I've done my job. So, I did alright. Didn't pass out or anything. So anyway, cat going up your driveway. So till the next time, such, so forth and on.